I hope YouTube doesn't get mad. Let me just change this. There's no nice way to say it. She's a B word. The B word. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. Today we're talking about my girlfriend is the man. Before we get straight into it, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and check out the playlist for other K-drama recaps and reviews. And then let's get into it. I mean, when I heard of the plot and everything at first, I was like, "Are you guys kidding me? How are we going to I really didn't expect I was going to watch it. But like I saw a few episodes, a few clips on TikTok, and I was like, it doesn't look that bad. And then I watched it. And one thing that I must say for sure is that I think they definitely found a balance between like not taking themselves too seriously and then kind of like serious enough to acknowledge that what she's going through is a problem, that kind of thing. I really like how they found the balance regarding that. So we followed the life of this girl named Jion, who's like, a college girl. I don't think we kind of got down exactly what year she was in, but I know this college girl, pretty little girl, lost in Irene in this show because I think other than Amakemi, so this is my next time seeing her, I think. And then she's just normal college student living her life. I think we start the scene with her like trying to get like an internship or something. And then we meet her boyfriend Park Hyun Jae, who is Yunsana from Astro. Really, and we also meet Meiju, who is Chu from ex Luna. I really love the K-pop idol combo we are going. But anyway, we meet Junjae, who is like our boyfriend, and they are just the cutest college couple ever. Like, and this is how I expect college couples to be. Just cute, just fluffy, just like enjoying, each other's, love and everything, kissing by their house, while the sister is like, how about to take this inside? So look, it starts out cute like that, and then you see them planning their trip to go on some kind of overnight trip. I think it's their first overnight trip. They're like excited, overthinking, underthinking, and everything. The boyfriend happens to be studying astronomy and everything, and he planned this trip specifically for the place where they can see the stars and everything. And he's telling her like, I'm going to like show you the stars. And my girl's like, oh, stop it. She's like, oh, stop it, Miss Girl, you are reading too much into it. She packs her bag and everything, falls asleep that night, only to wake up as a man. Like, like for real, what will you guys do if you like woke up as a man one day? Just went to sleep, woke up, you're a man. Like, what will you do? I'll probably lose my mind, but like, what will you guys do? Okay, only to wake up, and also like a very good looking man at that. This is my first time seeing Ji Hoon because he eventually gets a name because there is he's around for so long. So it's Ji Hoon. Why she's Ji Hoon? I'm not Korean, and I'm sure like even to me can't really like hear the details, but like there are details in the two names. So, anyways, he woke up and as a man, and you can imagine how flabbergasted she was and everything. She's like losing her mind. She's a sister, and we then find out that their mom actually had the same thing happen to her. It happened to like women in their family, and their parents had already told them about it. So like, I like the fact that they weren't like. I mean, sure, when they heard it, they probably thought it was ridiculous. They probably hoping soon happen to them, but like at least they were not like uninformed about it. I like that. It kind of eliminates the feeling of being alone, like to an extent, because she knows that her mom has gone through it. She knows that her sister knows about it, so she's able to like live freely in her house. Because imagine if like no one knows about it, that would have like small problem too. So I really like that. And then I think she like mops around for like the whole day. She couldn't like meet up to fit in to like go to where they were going. He was like trying to reach her. She was unreachable and everything. And then she just eventually like goes to meet him. She like packs a box of like things that he would like recognize, things that would like prove to him that it's the same person, and then goes to him and he's like, okay, I'm your girlfriend, John. And I mean, I can't imagine how flabbergasted it must also have been if a man walks up to him and like, I'm your girlfriend, I just want to say man. And then he has the card, he has everything, he's showing him this, pointing this, he's like remembering this. And then the story of how they met on the blind date was also like very cute. Like they were meeting like people who had like the same name, but like different surname, but like not each other. Like he was supposed to meet someone named like I think Lee Ji Hoon or something. Why her own name was I think Kim Jae Hoon, yes. And then she was supposed to meet somebody named like Kim Yoon Jae or something. Why his own name was Park Yoon Jae. But like they met each other, and when those two other people came, they were like, we are sorry, found love of my life already. So I really like how cute their story is. And then when that this situation comes in, I understand how flabbergasted anybody would be. I think they both like took the day off. They both thought about it, and it's like this makes no sense. This makes no sense. He like I think he thinks about it, and then he thought of like, every fairy tale always like ends like a true love kiss and everything. Like he runs over to her house and is like, okay, stand there. I'm going to kiss you so that you can turn back to my girlfriend. But I mean, I can't blame him if you are like not attracted to like a certain gender. It just can't it can't just manifest even if you think the person is someone else. So he just couldn't bring himself to kiss him or anything. And then she's also like trying to like navigate her life of being a man. She's trying to shave. She eventually like asked him to like help her and everything. It's like halfway cute, it's halfway ridiculous. And he, because I think he just couldn't like wrap his head around it. And I could see like we could see like he didn't want to break up with her, but I guess he was like, I just have to do it. Why she has also thought about, she understood they talked about it and everything. And I sister advised her, what if she just like stayed friends with him? I mean, guys and guys can be friends. It doesn't mean like anything. So when he like came over to their house, I think he was also struggling to say, but I think he was going to ask them to break up, and then she was like, what if we just stay friends? And then he was like, okay. And then they went to play like video games, kind of like hang out in like a more relaxing. And I think that made it like easier for the two of them to not deal with it, but like to work around their relationship. So they go on being like semi friends, but they have like all these like, I think the show makes for like really good comedy. The plot and everything makes for good comedy because he's so like he's so like acting like a girl and everything. Like he does all these like cute things, all these like certain like characteristics that are so his girlfriend. So like in his eyes, he can like imagine his girlfriend. They show like the female and girlfriend like doing it, pouting, cleaning his mouth or something like that. But like just like, and as he's getting into it, it just like clicks into him that it's someone else, it's a guy. So we can see that he's like really feeling the girlfriend, like can feel his girlfriend, but like he just can't get part that doesn't look like his girlfriend, which I understand. But for me, I really like how they stayed together. They like found a way around it, if we say that. And then we meet Meju, who like pops off, I don't know, episode 3 or something. Miju and Park Hyun-jae, I think they were like they're in the same class or something. I really don't understand if they were like, because I didn't get down which like level, which year they were in school. She calls him Opa, so I don't think they are in the same like class. But then I know like he has been to the military and is back, so which means he must have taken at least a year, even or 2 years off from school. So it's possible that they're in the same class now, but he's older. But then she's also like in school and she's calling him by name. So did she enter school late? Like the girlfriend, I'm talking about the girlfriend. But Miju is calling Opa. So anyways, that one was like so questionable for some reason. But anyways, we meet Miju who like has had a crush on Yoonjae for a while, and I think they've been friends. She came back from like an exchange program and everything. And she's like, I'm back, you are mine, trying to like, claim ownership. And he's like, oh, I have a girlfriend now, right? And and she's like, what? I've not seen this girlfriend. What are you talking about? I'm Miju, you guys. I think her name is Miju, not Miju. Miju is like, I don't think there's like a nice way to say it. She's like a freaking B word. A big one for that matter. Like, she has no respect for like people. I don't know. There's no way to think about it. But anyways, the whole premise of this thing makes for like good comedy. Like Miju is like just not respecting the fact that Yunde has a girlfriend. She's like all over him. She's like like inserting herself. While whenever whenever Jihoon is around, like the male girlfriend. This is just funny. Every time I say it, the male girlfriend is around, like you cannot do too much because then Miju be like why, like what, like you're just his friend, like you're just his guy friend, like what is going on? And she can't tell him that, oh, I'm his girlfriend, I'm just a guy right now. So it makes for a really good comedy, but it's also very annoying to watch. Like Park Hyun-jae can't like put his foot down and like create boundaries with Miju, even though he's like lightly, casually, normally said it multiple times that I have a girlfriend. And then she also like met the girlfriend one time, And then she was like, oh, it's this girl. I called dips on you. I just like went away for a while, and then you just like developed a girlfriend in the meantime. Like, excuse you. And then after a while, because she wasn't seeing the girlfriend around anymore, she just took the advantage and everything. And then she even moved in like next door to Park Ji-hoon and her sister, which made it like more complicated because with now she's like fully like just into their life. Like I said, it creates a lot of space for like comedy. Like it's just Park Hyun not like using his senses right, and Miju like not being respectful. Because why they were moving, we had this scene where the Ji-hoon, the male girlfriend, and Park Hyun were like helping Miju like moving and everything, and she sat on the chair displaying this whole like seduction whatever, and he was literally like watching, and he's looking at him like, what are you doing? And he's like, sorry, and he's like, like what what, that's just what. And then we have John's sister Jay, who like is our older sister, who they live together. She works as like some kind of like matchmaking company, but she can't matchmake herself. She's like always drinking. Like this girl needs to like get herself together and everything. And then she like eventually meets this guy she went to high school with, who she had a crush on and everything. And now he looks a little bit homeless and a little bit good looking at the same time. That's his long hair. But he's been trying to write the civil service exam for like 7 years, and he's telling himself that he's not like chopping his hair off until he passes the exam, which means he has really long hair, like female length level hair. And then we meet the other Uni. Park Hyun like works in this like cafe as a part timer with this other guy named Minhyuk. And then they have this like the boss who owns the hotel, which is just like a rich girl who just has the boss who owns the cafe, who is a rich girl who just owns this cafe, and the cafe is making zero money because nobody is ever in it. In the beginning, she borrows like a car for him to go on a date, and he matchmakes her with the long haired guy in exchange for that. She was like, I haven't seen him in years, but like when I saw him last, he was good looking enough. So she matchmakes them, and then both of them they started this fairly relationship that I'm going to say not questionable in a bad way, just like very questionable. Like they went on this first date, but he's kind of like making it known that I'm trying to like study blah 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 blah. I'm not like into relationship right now. But she's like, I have money, I can convince you. She like buys him something. She like tries to get close to him. I cannot say we ever can say that they fully liked each other, but I think she really liked him to an extent. And then she overhears him talking to his father, who's like, his dad's like really sick and almost dying, and he's like, don't come home unless you come with like a wife, a fiance or something. And he's like, you go to the hospital, you need to come and see him. That means you have to come with a girlfriend. So the boss lady, the boss owner. So the boss owner, like she steps in, she's like, I'm his girlfriend. She introduces himself as his girlfriend. She meets the family, and they're like, oh, I love your girlfriend. You've done so well. The father was like, very happy about that. And so, like like a few more times, she kind of stands in for him, missing the family until the man eventually dies. And then the boss owner's mom, registered her for like a dating show and everything, like a dating, a blind date stuff and everything, where GA works, and both of them meet, and they became friends, only to find out that they like the same guy because they met at like his dad's funeral. I love that we had like three different romance going on in this show. We had like the Onis and the long-haired guy, and then we had like our best friend. Can't remember her name right now. She's this like website writer. She's doing quite well for herself. She lives alone, and she she needs her best friend to take care of her actually. Both of them are like really close, and then she has also like told a friend about what might happen. I really like the fact that we kind of got that down, because to have been so lonely and so annoying for them to like try to believe her and everything. So she just like they have this keyword that they've they have this keyword that they've like planned. If anything was to happen, this is what we'll use. And we have this, and there are these little moments where the best friend was like kind of falling in love with Jion as a man. It's like, you look so good, you're just like in front of me acting like we are like girlies. We are not girlies right now. You have to like takes place and everything like that. And then she was having her own romance with like Minyok on the side. So cute. Love that we have like more things to focus on. But anyways, I think one part that was like really important was the part where like all of them, like June as a man, Park Hyun Jae, Minyok, June's best friend, and Miju, they all like went to June's grandparents house, grandparents like village to help out for like the day or something. They went to like walk like by the ocean, catching fishes, sorting fishes and everything like that. And also her grandpa, which is known all her life, turned out to be a grandma. So we found out she was also a woman that turned to a man and just never turned back. Which means there's a possibility of her never turning back. So so immediately she finds out that she's like, no, she has to break up with like Park Hyun now, because like imagine if she never turns back. Because we had this moment also where Yoon, I think for me this is one moment I think it really like felt, should I say, flustered. Well, because Mijuna found a picture of the girlfriend and was like, is it a shot? Is that it? And then she like came to meet him while like she made her hair look. I think she wore a wig. She wore a wig to make her hair look short and everything. And I think the whole day had already been expressing some kind of like, should I say, withdrawal syndrome, where it was like hallucinating seeing his girlfriend in like girlfriend like form for the whole day. Because at that point I think she had turned to a girl and then turned back to a guy. So it was, I mean, he was doing so well with the guy girlfriend, but like I think I don't blame him for like wanting to see his girlfriend as a girl. Let's take a little second pause to leave a like on this video. Consider subscribing. Let me know what your general thoughts are on Meju. Like, is anybody ever seen Meju? Let me know in the comment section. So like for a second, I think he was hallucinating. Miju walks in with the short hair and he thinks like that was his girlfriend. He was looking at her, very like touching way, and Jiwon happened to see that. I think that one was like very sad because she thought he was already falling in love with someone else. He had to explain himself, blah blah. She told him, and she was like, "There's a possibility that I might not turn to a man, a woman again, and this is my grandfather. Like this, my grandfather used to be my grandmother. So like this proof, and this is it." And Junji was like, "Okay, sure, let's go and like finish the fishes that were dealing with and everything." And it was, I think you could tell that he's also very odd because he feels bad that like maybe he feels like he's trapping him in this situation and all. And they had this talk where it was like, "Do you expect to just break up with you?" I mean, sure, I'm flustered, sure, I'm like surprised, but like I'm not just going to break up with you like today. Let's just get this over with. So they went back to like dealing with fishes, and Miju was like not pissed that both of them walked off because she just can't understand why they're so close. Like I said, it's really made for good comedy, like for him. So I think she intentionally gets herself tapped by like a fish, like tooth or something or bone, and she had to go to the hospital. And then Park Jae was like offering to go with her, and then Jiun was also offering to go with her. But like I think at that point she's feeling like so like emotional, like they don't need two people to go with her just because of like a little stuff. I really thought they were going to get first aid and that would be all, but she has to go to like, the hospital to get stitches and all. So June couldn't go with her. Park Jae was the one that went with her, obviously. They went to the hospital. She had to like grab his hand to hold herself when she was getting the stitches and everything. And after they came out, she started talking to him, and he talked to her again. He replied her again. She started talking to him. She was like, "I thought we had feelings for each other," and then he replied like, we've been friends this whole time. I never thought of you that way. I never thought of you that way, blah blah blah." And then she like kissed him on the cheek. I mean, I think there are a lot of time where he could have had like a very serious talk with her, and I think that was one of those moments. He should have moved away and had a very serious talk with her. I like there's something I'll say at the end after this, but again he just like casually moves over, stop that, blah blah. They went home, and the person that drove them to the hospital was like, the person that drove them to the clinic was like, "Sorry for interrupting your late ticket in front of everybody." So the grandpa hears it, and then Jiwon also heard it, and it was that part was very heartbreaking because that was after they just had to talk about like the possibility of not turning back, and he promised, no, I'm not going to like just break up with you over that. We're going to like talk about it. So that really came like very hurtful. And then when Park Hyun tried to like explain himself, tried to be like, you should get mad at me at everything. Yunje just couldn't because it was like, how can I get mad at you right now when I don't even look like your girlfriend? Like, I don't think I have the right and everything. So everybody kind of leaves, goes to their room, upset and everything. And then Bakuje comes back outside because he couldn't sleep. And then Miju eventually comes back to the meeting. And I think again that was another chance for them to have that conversation again that he did not have. Because Miju, like, stood up and was talking about how, oh, I forgot about the whole university abroad, like, plots. They Miju and MJ both did this like project that some professor from like university in the US were like impressed with, and then offer them like this like, I think, scholarship to study abroad for like a few years. I don't know exactly how that was going to work. And then he was like, he's not going to go because he wants to stay, because his girlfriend is like in a position where he cannot leave her right now. So Miju is like using the opportunity to be like, you can go to the US with me, both of us will fall in love with it together. Also, like, this is like a good opportunity for you. Why will your girlfriend stop you? So she's like, having this like, it's a conversation with him about how your girlfriend is not a good person if she keeps like, saying that you shouldn't go for your dream, blah blah blah. And he still doesn't use that opportunity to like have this serious talk with her. This is my life. This is between me and my girlfriend. We are friends, but like, you shouldn't like, this is not in your place to be like over intervening. Like, you are doing too much right now. He misses the opportunity. Eventually, female Jion comes back like after a while, and then this was the point where Miji was like, "Where did you even come from?" And then where's the other guy? Like, why are both of you not here at the same time? They came up with this stupid story. They couldn't even get each other straight, and then they went home. And then I guess we forgot about the fact that they live beside each other. So like, they went home and she saw, and Miju saw the female Jion at home, and she was like, do you live here? No, it was this guy that lived there. What do you mean we live here? Blah blah. And she was trying to be like, are you like cooking something or what is going on? Does Park Hyun Jae know about this? Anyways, June like eventually came out straight. I was like, okay, yes, I'm the same person. I'm the same guy. I'm the same girl. Like, what are you going to do about it? And she's like, and that was the point where June had to talk with her, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm his girlfriend. You cannot be doing this, blah blah. I mean, I love that she put her in her place, because she's in like the body, the place, and everything to put her in her place. But like, that was something I think Papi should have done, or something I should have done. She shouldn't be the one having to do it. Honestly, if she wasn't such a B word, she had like a little bit, not a little bit. I guess she could be upset because she did know she was nice to Jan, because they did have this kind of a little friendship going on where like she helped him with a job when she realized that he was like looking for a job. And then when that beard guy that was after her, he helped her a few times, even as a girl, which was what proved to her for sure that, oh, they are the same person. And the fact that she went to like a therapist after, I'm like, girl, girl. She's like, I should have asked AI instead. You should have asked AI instead, because I don't know what you think a therapist would have told you. The issue of the school comes back up again, and she finds out that he doesn't like want to go because of her and everything. And she's like, no, no, no. I mean, you have to go do something that you want for yourself. If you don't do this for yourself, you're going to like eventually hate the person that like stopped you from doing it. I think it's like well known, should I say, fact or whatnot. You have to do what you want to do. Your relationship shouldn't be like something stopping. It should be like encouraging you. So she asked him to like to go, and then in the middle of like them having a conversation, I think they were like sleeping over, and he turned back into a girl. He, she turns back into a man. After they like had this little make you wish, I wish I could just stay like this, blah blah. So Park Shin-jae, feels like how like hot she must have felt, how, because she really wants to stay as a woman. So again, it denies the opportunity to go abroad. Jion just couldn't help but feel so bad about that, about how she was at the point of like trying to like learn how to like deal with her own self also, because we cannot forget about the fact she's not that became a man. She has like two identities. She can't get like two passports. She can't. There are a lot of things. She can't like go to work. She can't go to school. She has to like take time off school like for a while. She has taken time off school at the beginning. So it was even like stressful for her, as much more stressful for her obviously than back in the day. And then of course Miju Prudi, you're being selfish. You're not thinking about him. Blah blah blah. Talk with Jion after she became a man again, because of you. Your boyfriend is not going. I don't know. She has no place to like saying all that. But then June pulled it and let's break off so that both of us can have a better life situation. But then they broke up, and then UJ like eventually went abroad, which was quite like I just like if he was going to go abroad, like eventually, like he shouldn't have like not gone because of like I just like the way like immediately they broke up, he was taking the opportunity. Like that means he wanted to take the opportunity, so he was just not going to take it because of I mean that's something that nobody should do because it always end up leaving like a bit of regret and a bit of like it hatred or like kind of like maybe not hatred but like dislike towards the person can eventually grow. They broke up. They are both struggling with their life. Park and Jay goes out drinking with Miju and he comes back drunk to like sit by June's door. But June wasn't home and Miju was like so Miju like helped him inside her house to sleep for the night. I think she was going to like kiss him in that moment again until he was like mumbling June's name in his sleep. Like Miju is not it, you guys. Not it at all. And then the morning when he was leaving, he runs into her and of course she's like, oh, would you look at that? Immediately we broke up. She's trying to explain, she's like, don't explain to me, blah blah. But anyways, they eventually like go abroad, and then June takes the opportunity to like start also being like writing her own webtoon because apparently she was the one that got her best friend to enroll in this writing competition, which her best friend won and made her best friend like become a full-time writer. So she takes the opportunity to like the time to like get back into writing also because that's like the best job to have in this situation. You don't really have to show your face. You can be anonymous and like you don't have to. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman at the moment. So she started writing, and obviously, anytime you say they're writing like a book or a movie in like a K drama or a movie, they always like write that K drama. So she's just writing about herself. That's what her friend said she should try out. Of course, nobody would think she's writing about herself. So she's writing it, and then just like religiously reading it from abroad, leaving comments. They're basically having like a conversation because but she doesn't know it's like it's anonymous and everything. And then the more you read it, the more you realize that he really just like has to go back. He has to go back to her. So he leaves this opportunity abroad again, gets the professor to like sign him out and everything. My university is not my university is back in Seoul, and then he like travel back home. And I found it like funny how he just like came back home and just inserted himself back into like the situation. Like he meets her, I think he meets her at like a new part time because she eventually gets a job with the boss Uni because boss Uni doesn't check your ID. She looks at him, you're like, your face checks. You're fine. You get the job and they don't need to work anyways. What they need to do is be there for some reason. She could just close the shop, but I guess she's resilient. And he just comes back, meets her, and he's just like, okay, so what are we like? He just like naturally like you're my girlfriend, we're not breaking up. He just naturally like, insert himself back, and then they eventually went on the trip that they were going to go to the first night. I mean, she obviously didn't want to break up with him because she was like, I gave up our relationship for this, and you left, and you like you ended your program and everything. And he was like, no, that's just what happened. It's not my fault. He still so he's still there acting a little bit tough and everything. But eventually they go back together, and then she turns back into a girl. And at the end of the show, it shows that they're counting days until they're counting days down from how she has turned to a girl, and she's been a girl like the whole time and everything. And the show ends. And also, to not forget to talk about the Unis and their love story. They both find out that they like the same guy. Then they're like, what, let's have a LG competition or GA, cause she has this memory thing with the guy because they were friends and all. And GA eventually gets the guy. Cause even me throughout, I was trying to figure out who does he like, and it's definitely seem more like GA. There's more like there's more friendship going on. There's more like vibe that seems to like relax him more compared to like I think in front of boss Unish, he probably feels like more pressure and everything. So GA eventually gets the man. Good for her, but she really tried, I'm not saying she tried too much, but she really tried. So about this whole thing, I think if you guys are coming across my shorts that made last talk my short that made last talking about how I'm not that mad at him because of like not setting the boundaries because I've seen a lot of people talking about how is like a big red flag and like they need to like not stay together. But for me, I really love the fact that he stayed with her desk because that's a big deal, you guys. He stayed with her, they found a way through it, and regardless of how you could really see how he really likes her. So him not setting a clear boundaries for Miju, it's also like a really because I counted like a few times that I could have had a straight up like serious conversation with her if they were going to like end up being ash was thrown around, they should be thrown around. But also there should be need for that because even as should I say as casually as he does it, every time Miju tries to like make a move, he's like, no, no. Like Miju, first of all, Miju is like problem. That's like not even debatable. She's problem. She has no respect for people's relationship and she has no respect for herself again because girl, what are you doing? Girl, what are you doing? Like every time he's like, even though he's just doing it casually, be like, leave me alone, blah blah like that. He's kind of always like telling her no. But I really just hate when like people have this situation where they are trying to like say no to someone and the person just tracks them away. Especially if it's like a man and the girl drag. Are you serious? Are you serious? You guys are strong and mighty, but this one time you can't hold yourself back. I really hate seeing that. And they did that a lot. I hate seeing it. Which is why for me I really think the problem comes from the writer. Because I'm like usually in real life when people like don't set clear boundaries with like some other girl that they know has feelings for them, it's usually because they're leaving like they're leaving the door open, like they are leaving this kind of window and everything, but like you can't really see the window with Yunjay. Like you can't really see him giving her any other type of hope except for that one time that kind of was confused and but you can't really see him giving her any kind of hope, and you can still see him casually telling her no. It's just that he's not said this in a firm, like really made her stop. So I really feel like the writer just put it there for the plot because it made like for jealousy scenes that were like comedic, that were funny, and it made Miju seem more annoying. Because at the end of the day, Miju like like she just like slowly learned a lesson. The fact that they loved each other so much and then she left them alone, like there was no consequences or anything. I really had to go and check for the writer because I was like, this has to be like a man because I don't think a woman would write this. And both the webtoon writer and the writer who wrote the script for the show were women. So, oops, I was shocked by that because I was like, I don't think any woman because that was like such a red flag. But I just kept seeing that there was no reason for that red flag. Like usually, I'm pretty sure there could be someone in real life who's like this, but like usually there's like a reason they are enjoying that attention. Like for me, you can't really see that, and he really likes his girlfriend. So that him being that having that red flag character really feels like a fault from the writer to me. It's just like it just seems like they wanted it for the plot. And even when Miju like rejected the other guy that liked her, even though that guy became weird, we could see how strongly she rejected him. So it's not as if the writer does not know that there could be like strong rejection, they just chose to not do it. That was like a really problem that I had with the show because I think it was just like the writing problem. For some reason, I can't really blame the characters for it. But other than that, I really love all the other characters. I really love the actors. I think they really did a good job. And I noticed that in this show, they have like really cute parents. Every one of them had really cute parents. Like Parkinjay's parents and their very weird love for each other and everything. And then we have Jung's parents with their very pure love because we can tell that it was the love that the father had for their mother that made her stay as a man. Why the Brahma's husband did not stay like that, so she got stuck being a man. Which also made it seem like if Yunjae and Jung were to last, she would probably stay as a girl. Like I don't mind that they did not really explain the not explain it fully, but like give us should I say a more definite like reason as to why they're changing and everything. But like I think they left it in a sort way that we can really guess that it's because of like the love that their partner has for them and stuff like that. But I would have loved a more should I say more defined reason, more like because if they were to break up willingly now, like if they hurt each other and broke up, we should turn to a man. Like is she just going to turn to a man over like every failed relationship or something like that? But other than that, I think it was like a really cute love show. It was like an easy watch, but it wasn't so easy that it was boring because it had all this like very like comedic and very annoying, like part. They're like, what? I saw people drop the show because they just couldn't stand the male lead because of this characteristics. I don't know. I just can't really blame it on him. But other than that, really love the show. I would absolutely give like a 7, even maybe 7.5, because I just maybe even 7.5, because I love the color, the everything that comes with the show. Just am I the only one who thinks so? Like, because I feel like it's not giving that much of a red card. Please let me know in the comments if like I'm the only one who thinks this way. If there are people who think the same way as me, because I really think the character like, it just comes like it's just giving like the writer did it for the plot, or am I like overcompensating over the fact that he stayed with her even though she turned into a man? If you watched the video up to this point, please leave a like, consider subscribe, leave a comment on how you rate this show. Because I know a lot of people think it's just a very like random as plot K drama. Let me know if you watched it and if you enjoyed it. And also, what are you guys watching? I really want to know, because you guys, I'm not watching K drama these days. I cannot find. Of course, like everybody else, I'm watching Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, and I'm loving it. I'm also watching My Troublesome Start. These are the two that I'm watching right now. Other than that, let me know what you guys are watching. What do you guys think? Like all these Take Two on Love and I think A New Journey or something. Are you guys watching it? Do you guys like it? And also upcoming dramas. Looking forward to Su- to Susie and Kim Rubin's drama. Like as someone who watch their other K drama, I hope we get a fully K drama this time around. You guys, please leave a like. I really would appreciate it. Consider subscribing and then come back next time. Bye.